Holy fucking shit. You're gonna have fun with this one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever heard a banshee? Sorry, a ghost scream in agony? Have you ever went to a haunted place that's legitimately haunted and heard like spirits scream in agony before dissipating into the darkness that's never to be seen from again? These screams will haunt me. Everything about it. This blows this shit right out of the water. So there's this barn. It's right in the middle of nowhere. It's not even an actual barn. It's like a house-shaped structure that's called a barn. It's a house shaped into a barn. It's like a barn house, but it's not. So there's this barn in the middle of nowhere. It actually has a kitchen, a second story with stairs. It looks outstanding. It's so hard when the minimalistic view I can get. There's fucking gargoyles up on the roof. I couldn't get close enough without being spotted, so I stayed from the road, and I had like binoculars, like some of those high-powered shit, like $800 binoculars that travel like 500 yards out, military grade binoculars, if you will. Yeah. The shit that I saw last weekend almost has me to want to stop doing this. I can't fathom this. So there's this new guy that pops up, calls himself a Giovanni. A lot of other kin don't seem to take a liking to him. But I think that's because they don't understand him. His mind is cracked. I'm not thinking crazy, but he did happen to say he was from the World War II. He was a vet. So, something there has a lot to do with it. He's cracked in multitudes of ways, but he's a Giovanni, is what he claims himself. I don't know what the fuck a Giovanni is. What the fuck is a Giovanni? Like, what the hell? I thought I had it all. Brujah, Malkavians, Nosferatu, Gargoyles, even Gangrels. How many of these shitheads are there? How many of these clans are there? Because so far, there's those that claim themselves as anarchs. I know what anarchs is. Anarchy. It's in the fucking name. But autarchus? The fuck is autarchus? Does that mean like an atheist? Like you don't have a group, I'm guessing. But I'm not getting into that. There's just a lot of sects, apparently, and I don't understand this. And by the way, that's SECTS for those of you all that listen. I don't want to get confused with like some vampire hot and bothering. That's no. So I follow. After a while, there's an Amber Alert that went out for the mayor's daughter. I also got to ping on my phone, and I was like, what the hell? I don't understand why the mayor's daughter would have been out. Personally, I thought there was a curfew, but I don't go by that. I have to follow these. I have to follow these walking corpses wherever they go, because I have to figure this shit out. I have to figure out how they got here, when they got here, when all of this started, because it's apparently been a whole big conspiracy, and I'm going to blow this shit out of the water. And it's going to happen one day. These audio logs that I've been saving and backing up, people will listen to them. They will understand the shit that I went through. And how I never got caught because I am fucking great. I should be a journalist. So, there's this ambulance that I happened to come across that had like markings and all sorts of crap all over it. I figured it's like a car wreck or rioting or something. I don't fucking know. But apparently it's far worse than that. If you go back, you'll remember Night Owl, or even someone, or myself, or my flying pigeon in the sky. He's probably mentioned something. But the Nosferatu, Jacko, apparently there's billions more of these fuckers. This is ridiculous. So apparently this Giovanni was driving his truck, his big ass vehicle, and he essentially cornered this driving erratically ambulance, and this other vehicle came up behind, and Ivar, I don't know his name. All I know is these walking corpses get out. And then the siren comes on. I had an amplifying dish to be able to hear from a distance. That about blew my damn eardrums out. So thanks for that, and I'm glad you're done. But after they turned the siren off, I looked up with my binoculars and ended up seeing that one of them just fell. Just the Giovanni just snaps his fingers, and the corpse falls. This Nosferatu just falls. This dude that's looked like he could even take out anybody just fell. And at that point I was like, holy shit. This goes way deeper. So he ended up getting scared for some reason. I guess someone did something and made them take off running. I wouldn't be able to understand it. But the Giovanni who just outright murked somebody took off running. And even before that, this is where the intro kicked in at. One of the other kindred turned around. It's what they call themselves, by the way. Kindred? Yeah. Couldn't come up with anything better. Good job on that name. Sounds like a redneck family reunion. Kindred. Shit. Talk about being original. He did something. Because as they're sitting there looking at each other, I'm assuming they're looking at each other, he just does this little gesture. And I hear this horrendous scream come out of nowhere. None of them are in pain. None of them are in peril. None of them are even hurt at this point. But I just hear this scream, and then it dissipates to silence. I don't know if people that don't pay attention to this stuff wasn't affected by it, or people that don't look into this don't hear it. But I heard this, and it was creepy and blood-curdling. This made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. So the Giovanni gets spooked and takes off running. They wrangle out two other Nosferatus out of the ambulance and just board wipe them all. Like it was a wrath of God or something. But they end up carking it. Apparently after they ended up bouncing out, I ran up to the ambulance to check up on her. They said that the mayor's daughter was there. I had to run up. I checked her. She didn't even have any bite marks that I could see. They may have been hidden. They may have been covered up, but I couldn't see anything. She was just sedated and out of it. It's sad that 16-year-olds get abducted this way by licks and other monsters that no one even thinks exist in this world. That's sad. But that's life. Things happen, and we can't even help it. But after having all that said and done, I had to go back to the house. Making my way back, everyone was sitting there talking about how they rescued the mayor's daughter, how they had a police contact, send a word out and to make sure that the mayor's daughter could be found a few hours later, there was a message sent out saying that the mayor had his daughter returned. That's all I got. Stay safe. And remember, it's always darker than it appears.